President Tharman Shanmugaratnam says Singapore needs to continue building its national system so that everyone can upgrade and adopt lifelong learning. He stresses that if this pursuit of quality, industry-relevant training is left to market forces, it may lead to inequality. For example, professionals and bigger firms would have an edge when it comes to access to such training.
It requires a national system so that we all rise together and we become a more resilient economy and a more resilient society. Everyone is losing out if you do not have a more resilient economy and a more resilient society. Everyone, including the professionals and those who are better educated, everyone, including the largest firms, will all be worse off if we do not have that overall resilience in our economy and our society.
Or still, he acknowledges it's not easy to have quality training for all. President Tharman was speaking at a SkillsFuture Awards ceremony. It recognizes people and firms for skills mastery and development. 12 Singaporeans and 24 employers picked up awards. Since its introduction in 2016, over 150 people and close to 160 employers have been honoured. And we'll have with us this evening two of the winners, Mr. Lock Eng Kiat, Senior Manager of the Lighting Group at MediaCorp. He's one of the recipients of the SkillsFuture Fellowships. And Mr. Walter O, co-founder of Box Green, whose company is one of the recipients of the SkillsFuture Employer Awards. I'll start with you, Mr. Lock. Now, in your bio here, it mentions you started off as a trainee in the Lightings Department in 1991. Yes. Now you're a senior manager leading a team of lighting designers. To someone like me, it seems like lighting design, you do it, now you manage people who are doing lighting designing. And, the skills are different. And I take it all these years you have deliberately retrained and upskilled yourself in order to meet these new challenges.
Yeah. Actually, I'm 53 now. I'm supposed to slow down, you know. People expect me to slow down at this age, but I'm a bit greedy. So I refuse to slow down. I don't want to surrender yet. So I keep telling myself to keep learning and improving, upskill, reskill. And furthermore, I have young colleagues in my department, and I, as a leader, I think I should lead by example. So in fact, last year I got my degree at age 52 from SUSS, and I always think that we have to keep learning and improving. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on earning your degree at 52. 53 is still very young, though. Huh?
Yeah.
So no question about surrendering there. Let's bring Mr. O into the conversation. He's a bit younger than you, I think.
Just a little bit.
But you know, he's busy doing a great deal at Box Green. You offer training. Employment opportunities as well in partnership with Yellow Ribbon, with Minds. Some people might say that, you know, taking on that kind of a project might be a bit demanding.
Yeah, so thanks for having me. When we look back at how Box Green was started, we started with the intention that business can be not just for profit maximization. We believe that, you know, there's the triple bottom line, which is for profit, for people, and for the planet. So we started the business thinking there's a gentler way of doing business, and of course people is in that equation, right? So to me and my co-founder Andrew, when we started it, we always believe in the power of people, you know, regardless of age and even abilities, right? So and with that, and we've come a long way. So when we work with people like from Yellow Ribbon and with Minds, we see them as assets, and actually throughout the years, they've never failed. In fact, they have even done better than we think, and better than normal people like us, you know, in terms of certain skill sets. So, with it benefits the business, it benefits the people, and it benefits the society.
All right, we all believe there should be a gentler way of doing business, but the truth is, I may care for my company, but I also care, and I should care perhaps even more for myself. So, for example, when you let your employees upgrade, they will learn skills that will make them not just attractive to you, but any other potential employer. Is that something that you have to measure, think about when you think, should I not?
Actually, we I would like to quote from a quote from a famous entrepreneur, Richard Branson. He said, train your people well enough so they can leave, and treat them well enough so they don't. I think that's been the ethos of how we've been working in our company. We always feel like we're very proud parents when they move on or find better jobs or even become a startup founder or even a boss and starts hiring other people. So to me, we feel like, hey, they've been with us, they've grown, they've been to a better place, and even start a business themselves. So we never think of it as a competition. In fact, if they are doing better, we are happy for them, and maybe they work with us, and we benefit from it when they're gone. Right?
Yeah, it's rewarding to see people do better.
Yep.
Mr. Loh, you've upskilled yourself. I mean, you've done a great deal of training as well with others at Singapore Media Academy.
Yes.
Correct? You've helped those during the pandemic who lost their jobs. But you've seen both sides of the issue here with training and reskilling. Tell us what your challenges were in taking that journey.
Okay, I'll share with the SGUS courses I conducted as SMA at the height of the pandemic. I had 27 students or participants coming from all walks of life, different industries. So I had to remind myself to help them to learn. So I needed to break down my training content into bite sizes. I had to use layman terms to explain to them the concept and the theories. Fortunately, the courses went very well. I always believe in one thing: whether you're a trainer or a trainee, the most important element to have is passion. If you have passion and interest, you'll be able to pick up a new skill easily. And of course, if you're passionate, you can share your knowledge with others effortlessly. So when the going gets tough, the passion and the interest will keep us going.
All right, back to you, Mr. O. Now, an SME officially defined is annual turnover less than $100 million a year and fewer than 200 employees. Technically, then, Box Green would be an SME.
Yep.
But I think you have been credited with having ideas ahead of your time, perhaps more reminiscent of a company that's larger in scale with the resources to, I suppose, afford the luxury of having that kind of vision. Would you, and I'm sure you have learned some hard lessons since co-founding your company, what advice would you give to other companies that are SMEs, at least at this point?
Well, I've heard from peers, fellow entrepreneurs or SME owners as well, that it can be cumbersome, administratively tough. Trying to convince, even when we were talking, trying to convince employees to join and be upskilled. But again, I would like to put it in a different perspective. Again, when employees see that the employers are trying hard to make you better, it only benefits the individual, the employees. It becomes a cycle where they know the company cares, and it's not just the grant money. It's not just ticking off the boxes and getting more salary support. I think I urge the SME owners to think about it, that it is showing that you care for the employees, and actually it's a win-win situation, and that has happened in a company where they know that we're trying our best to help them upskill, get a better pay, be better equipped, be it in the same space or in something totally irrelevant, but it's all for their own good. And with that, I think the result is the employees stay longer, they feel happier, they become more productive, and ultimately, they have a good time, right? So
Yeah.
That's what we experience. So it's see it that way, then just you go.
So you can hand on heart, hand on that message.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to care for the welfare journey of the people who work for you. Mr. Loh, you've won this, you have the SkillsFuture Fellowship now. Tell us what you plan to do going forward with this.
I have always been a technical person. After taking over as a senior manager, I realized that I'm not good at people management skills. I don't have that skill. So probably I'll look for courses related to interpersonal skill, leadership skill. Hopefully I can become a wholesome manager. I also hope that with this award, I can inspire more colleagues to take up coaching. We have many subject matter experts in MediaCorp, cameraman, audio guys, but we don't have enough of trainers. So hopefully, who knows, in a few years' time, maybe we'll have more recipients of a SkillsFuture fellowship coming from MediaCorp.
In the meantime, thanks so much, two of you, and congratulations again. Mr. Lock Eng Kiat, Senior Manager of the Lighting Group at MediaCorp and recipient of the SkillsFuture Fellowship. And Mr. Walter, co-founder of Box Screen, with your company, one of the recipients of the SkillsFuture Employer Awards 2023. Thanks so much for joining us this year.
Thanks for having us.